Alright guys, today we're going to be making a nice Web 2.0 button in Photoshop. Alright, so to start this off, we're going to make a new document, 1000 by 650 pixels, 72 resolution, standard. You can make this whatever size you want. Obviously not going to make it this big, but I'm just going to have a bigger canvas to work with. Alright, next thing we're going to use a rounded rectangle tool with a radius of 17. So you just click down here, you can click this little arrow, click rounded rectangle tool, radius 17, and just draw, a button. Normally a button would be about, this big or whatever, but I'm going to make it about this big just for this video tutorial right here. Alright, make sure that's on 100% here. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a gradient overlay. There's two ways of doing this. You can click down here, FX gradient overlay, or you can go to layer style. Well, I got that hidden, so layer style, gradient overlay. I prefer the first way better. Alright, now we're going to double click right here, and on the black and white's default, by the way. We're going to double click the black, and you can input whatever color, pick whatever color you want. But I'm going to use 043E7F for my bottom. And then for my next, I'm going to use 19D6FF. Alright, there we go. Alright, just click OK. Now in the layer styles, you have many other options you can choose from. So the next one I'm going to use is an inner glow. I'm going to set the blend mode to normal. And for the color, I'm going to choose all white. Change the choke to 100%. And the size, I'm going to put 1 pixel for this. And you're not going to notice anything right away because it's on a white background. But if you go to stroke, and this will just make it more defined. And I'm going to add make sure everything, just leave it how it is right now. Go to stroke, and then you can put in whatever color you want. I'm going to use 00BAFF. And then I'm going to change the size down to 1. And if you'll notice, it's a really nice, clear, fine line here. Let me zoom in so you can see maybe. Alright. From a distance, this makes it just look a little bit better, I think. Alright, so zoom back out to 100%. Alright, and the next thing we're going to do, which is optional, you can add like a glossy effect. So with our rounded rectangle tool, we're just going to draw over this. I gotta make sure it's even here. Color really doesn't matter at this point. Okay, make sure it's all white. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the opacity to 10 on our new layer. And I should change the fill to 50%. Alright, and our button's already starting to take shape. Next thing we need is some text. So you can put any text right here you want. I'm going to put my name, Alex. I'm going to make it white. Might make it a little bit bigger actually. And just center it, somewhat good. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add another gradient overlay. Change the color here down to whatever. Alright, we're going to use the same thing I kind of did, but I'm going to use a stroke and only. I'm going to change the fill type to gradient. My color, this is really whatever you want to use here. I'm just going to kind of flip it to make it look like it's embedded a little bit more. Alright. I'm going to add an outer glow here. Change the blend mode to normal. Color 100%. We'll make it white, I guess, and then make this size. Just bump the size up, bump the choke up, bump the opacity up. Yes, you gotta move that on top of that layer then. Alright. There you have it. A nice, clean Web 2.0 button. I guess if you want, you can add another little arrow if you want. All the arrows are in shapes, you got your standard Photoshop default arrows. So I'm just going to make this white. Add a little another gradient. I love gradient overlay, in case you haven't noticed. Make the stroke 1. Make it blue. Alright, turn on the opacity. And then if you want, you know, obviously this is obviously too big. Just make it smaller. There you have it. Nice little, well, that looks really bad when zoomed in. Anyway, nice Web 2.0 button. Have fun. I'll probably be making some more tutorials in the future, so subscribe.